how the other Democrats, the senior Democrats within the party, are unlikely to back her. But now it seems even that table has turned. You see Hillary Clinton, paying a glowing tribute to Kamala Harris and her tenure as a vice president and about her high integrity and so on. And so did Nancy Pelosi and all the others. So it seems Kamala does have the backing of her leaders and her party. So all of that is on course now.
Yes, Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton, it's a very interesting story. You know, when Obama was standing against Hillary Clinton for the Democratic nomination, Kamala Harris came out in support of Obama, not Clinton. Right, so they were not exactly best friends at that time. But a lot has changed. As we all know, in politics, things change quickly. They have had, they have basically hung out a lot in the last few years. Hillary Clinton has invited Kamala Harris over for dinners. They've had dinners together, and I think they do also come together as, you know, they are the biggest women leaders at the moment in America. Hillary more so from the past, Kamala of the future. But there are very few women. America still hasn't had a female president, right? So these are two women who commiserate and come together to talk about how hard it is also to be at this stage, and they've supported each other over the past few years. And Kamala Harris has even taken Hillary Clinton's advice when it comes to choosing her presidential nominee. So yes, there's definitely a coming together of the Democratic party leadership in support of Kamala Harris, and a lot of goodwill for her, because they genuinely see her as having the potential to defeat Donald Trump, which they're all desperate to do so because they project him as a threat to democracy.
Right. And the initial poll predictions, which said that the margin is so narrow that it is within the margin of error, has that changed now? Is Kamala Harris able to inch forward? Because I heard Trump's reaction. He seems to be quite rattled. He's already given a very strong and quite an uncharitable response to all that was spoken about him during the Democratic convention. If you could throw more light on Trump's response as well, please.
Yes, he is definitely rattled. He thought he was going to be up against Joe Biden, who was faltering on stage, and suddenly he has this woman of color, Asian ancestry, Black ancestry, uh, coming on stage, and there are all these memes about her on social media, which are also very positive because they're showing her energy. They're talking about her laughter, which he makes fun of, but which younger people love, right? So he's up against a completely different persona, and in just a matter of weeks. So apparently even his close team, he's been talking to everybody, has been upset, he's been more angry according to closer aides around him. And now he's going on the offensive. He even says very immature things like he's better looking than Kamala Harris. But Trump, for all of that, is very good at reaching for the jugular, right? He cannot be underestimated as a politician. Even now, we still have half of August left, September, October left. A lot can change, but at the moment, you are right. In the polls, she is inching her way up, and it is to her advantage that she hasn't run for a long time, only a course of a few weeks, right? So
Yes.
there's been so much of momentum and enthusiasm just to see her presence on stage, that there hasn't been enough time to criticize her policy. And her policy is actually, she is actually not talking as much about policy, because first of all, there isn't that much time, and she's piggybacking on what President Biden has already done well. But there is now some criticism emerging that she's not hasn't made some of her policies as clear. But on the other end, analysts argue that this election now, with just a few months that are left, are more about emotion and less about policies, because those have already been drawn out clearly between the Democrats and the Republicans.